Hello, I'm Chris Campbell, and I welcome you to 15 News. In the wake of recent police incidents in Ferguson, Missouri and New York, many citizens have expressed a need for municipalities to put a more friendly face on law enforcement. A recent event in Southfield may go a long way in achieving that objective. The Tim Hortons restaurant on Greenfield Road in Southfield served as a meeting place for Coffee with a Cop. The event provided an opportunity for residents to ask questions, voice concerns, and get to know local police officers.
Yeah, this is a Coffee with a Cop, and this is an idea that we came up with as a way of enhancing the community relations that we have with the Southfield community. You know, there's this debate across the country right now about things that are going on between local law enforcement and members of the community. And, you know, everybody is saying things that we've already been doing in the city of Southfield for the last 15 or 20 years, and that's that you have to build and enhance the relationship, the cooperation, the communication between the local law enforcement agency and the members of the community. Well, we've been doing that, like I said, for the last 15 or 20 years, but we understand that we have to continue to build on that, and that's what this is all about. It's about reminding the people, not just residents, but visitors, business owners, friends, family, reminding them that the Southfield Police Department remains a law enforcement agency that reaches out and collaborates and partners with members of the Southfield community.
Today's program is called Coffee with a Cop, and it's part of a national movement to get police out of the offices and into the community so we can interact with the citizens, find out what their concerns are, try to answer any questions that they have about the city or about the police department. Too often people are intimidated, or they feel like they don't want to bother a police officer if they see us on the street, or when they meet us it's a negative situation. There's an emergency going on, or some other type of problem that we might respond to, like a traffic accident, and they don't have the chance to really just ask us simple questions. How do we do our jobs? What do we need from people? So this is an opportunity for us to get out there and just explain what we do, how they can help us, and address any concerns that they have so that we can do our jobs better.
With a rash of police incidents making front page news, police department staff felt the event was a timely one to present.
Because that is what the people in this community are telling me that they want. When I was appointed chief a couple of years ago, even before that, I was canvassing the community, I was talking with people. I needed to get a sense for what people wanted in the police department. What kind of vision and direction did they want from a police chief? And what people consistently told me is that they want a police department that's engaged with the community. They want a police department that's reaching out and is a part of the community. So when I was appointed a couple of years ago, there were 3 programs that I started right away that were community-related programs. One was a Citizens Police Academy. The other is a Youth Police Academy. And the third is a Police Chiefs Citizens Advisory Board. There's some concerns, especially in light of what's happened in Ferguson, Missouri, and other parts of the country, and with the protests and some of the social activism that we're seeing across the country. But we don't have a problem with that, because that's all a part of democracy and exercising constitutional rights, and we have no problem whatsoever with that, and we like to hear that because it makes us a little bit more aware and conscious of what our people in our community are thinking and what their concerns and issues are, so we can kind of position ourselves a little bit to make sure that we're responding.
Officers were pleased with the turnout as nearly 100 residents showed up for the event.
First of all, I'm very, very pleased with the community turnout. That tells me that we have a very engaged community in the city of Southfield, and that's very encouraging, because in order for us to do what we need to do in terms of reducing crime and enhancing quality of life, we have to have this relationship with the community. We have to have an engaged community and engaged police department working together, and that's what we have. But what I'm hearing is exactly what I expected, and that is people telling me that they're very proud of the work that the Southfield police officers are doing out in the street. They understand the challenges.
Both police and community residents see many short and long-term benefits to the Coffee with the Cop series, such as greater community engagement, as well as a better understanding between citizens and law enforcement.
One of the ways to avoid problems and misunderstanding is to get to know each other. We're all more tolerant when we know a person and we understand where they're coming from, we know more of their background, we know what their makeup is. And it's through that communication. You know, a lot of times when you don't know somebody, it's very easy to point a finger or, you know, blame or whatever. But it's these kind of things that make community. And it's about getting to know one another, talking to one another, sharing your perceptions, your ideas. I really applaud our police department for doing this.
Coffee with a Cop is one of many programs organized by the police department that engages the community.
Well, everything that we can do to get ourselves out into the community, to get to know people, helps with our job. It makes our community a safer place. It makes us more responsive. We have programs throughout the year. We run a Citizens Police Academy, which lets people come in on a regular basis and attend essentially an academy type of class at the police department, taught by our officers, that helps instruct people on what we do, how we do it, how we can help the community, things that we try to do, things that we can't do, things that we don't have the power to do. I mean, that's almost as important as what we can do. We also have, you know, an event like today. This is the first time we've done Coffee with a Cop, and it was actually suggested to us by a member of the community. They saw that another police department locally had done one, and they said, hey, why doesn't Southfield do that? And we looked at it and we said, they're right, why don't we do that? So we ran it by the chief. The chief thought it was a great idea, and here we are a few weeks later, we're hosting our own event. And this is part of a national movement. There are actually about 15 of these events going on today around the country. Not just Southfield, there's one in Grand Rapids. There are also several in other states. And if you go to coffeewithacop.com, you can see our event is there. We plan on doing more of these in the future also. Tomorrow we have Shop with a Cop, where we have officers who are going to the Meyer store here in Southfield. This is generously sponsored by the Meyer Corporation to help us help needy kids. So we will have police officers matched up with children who they might not have a very nice Christmas if it weren't for a program like this. So it gets us out there to meet people.
To learn about upcoming Coffee with the Cop programs or various other police department related events, call the Southfield Police Department at area code 248-796-5500.